Hey. One, two. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. AJ here. So today I am going to recap 90 Day Fiancé Season 8, Episode 12 called About Last Night. I have recapped other episodes on my channel. Some of them will be located in the eye, some of them are on my channel if you want to give that a quick search and watch my other videos. So please keep watching as I share my thoughts about episode 12. Thank you. Bye. I mean, not bye. Like, keep watching, but thank you for watching my intro is what I'm saying. Okay. I always do this. I'm so sorry if that's annoying. So first up we have Jovi and Yara. And if you do not remember, in episode 11, they have their engagement party. And it doesn't go well, to say the very least. It kind of started off on the right-ish foot. There were a lot more people than Yara was expecting. She believed that Jovi was like drunk throughout the whole party. He wasn't really paying attention to her. So in this episode, we kind of see the aftermath of that failed engagement party. It seemed like no one really realized how upset Yara was. Maybe his friends did because they talked to her, but it seemed like his parents were oblivious and other people at the party were also oblivious about her true feelings of the engagement party. But, got my notes. So basically, Yara basically just feels that, Jovi was wrong at the party. And I see that, I think, pretty much completely. This has been an ongoing topic with Yara since pretty much since she landed in Louisiana. It's just that she feels like Jovi's always drinking. Jovi's always has this partying lifestyle, and this is apparently not something that she realized when they were dating. I don't know if I guess when you're only dating someone and only seeing them in spots, it's kind of easy to miss these sort of things, but she really believes that he is continuously drinking, like he's not paying attention to her. Like she said, she's pregnant. It's a very early pregnancy. She had the miscarriage before, so she just wants some support, and she feels like he's not supporting her at all. So let me know down in the comments if you agree that, maybe Jovi drinks a little too much and you agree with Yara's sentiments. And so she actually asked him to stop drinking while she's pregnant, and he was very adamant, like, no, that's not happening. Absolutely not. And then she made a statement stating that either you support me now, or kind of to the degree of either support me now or you're only going to be seeing your kids on the weekends. And I think that kind of got his ears perked up, because he was like, okay, I'll take it easier. I guess realizing that Yara kind of has the ability to leave and go to another country with your child, and then you're the one that kind of has to step up. I guess that made him realize that, like, I really need to get myself together and I really need to support her the way that she needs. And then they come downstairs and they're talking with his parents. Excuse me, I don't know what that was. Sorry about that too. They're talking with his parents, and the topic of the wedding comes up. And from the very beginning, Yara has stated, I think probably the first time he met his mother, she stated she does not want a big wedding because her side of the family can't come, and she doesn't think that it's fair that only Jovi's family is able to come and enjoy the wedding. She kind of wants it to be bipartisan, where it's like all families can come together. And last night, last night at the party, the mom was all excited. She had her big engagement party, and it's like today she's on a whole nother, tangent where she's like, how am I not invited to the wedding? Why am I not allowed to see my only son get wedding? And I have to say, the mom seems to be a flip-flopper. It's like 1 minute she loves Yara, the next minute she has an issue with Yara. Even when Yara left and said, hey, I need to take a shower and freshen up, the mom immediately is like, Jovi, are you okay with that? Are you okay with the fact that I'm not invited to the wedding? And Jovi stood his ground and she said it's what she wants. I'm not particularly caring about whether you guys are there pretty much, and Yara doesn't want you there, and that's the way it is. And yeah, I don't like his mom's attitude sometimes. Plus, she had a huge, well, huge, but a large engagement party for Jovi and Yara. Why can't that be enough? I mean, why does, I mean, I get it that she wants to come to the wedding, but this has been, you know, what has been decided a while ago, and she acted like this was the first time she's hearing it. I don't know. You know, it is what it is. And that's it on, wait, is that it? I think that's it. I feel like that's it. Yeah, and that's it on Jovi and Yara. Okay, stay tuned for the next couple, which is going to be... Who's next? Oh, Stephanie and Ryan. I'm going to be talking about Stephanie and Ryan next. As I mentioned, Ryan and Stephanie is next. I wrote down in my notes S and R, and I'm like, who on 90 Day Fiancé is S and R? I always write Ryan and Stephanie, and so I completely confused myself. Why does Stephanie always mention Ryan's age? It's like every time she introduces him, my 27-year-old fiance, they're not even, are they engaged? I just have to say that. Are they engaged, or are they just boyfriend and girlfriend? I know that they applied for the 90-day fiancé visa or K1 visa, but then she says, oh, he still has to propose to my mother's ring. So are you guys together or not? I mean, yes, they're together, but are you guys engaged or not? Or was it just like, hey, this is what we're doing? I don't know. People don't necessarily need like a whole proposal, but I think you should both agree that you're engaged. You know what I'm saying? I wrote down in my notes, did she get the ring back? And that was before, you know, she did the whole scouring the room for the ring type of situation. So if you don't remember, I'm gonna tell you. Pretty much as soon as Ryan left, Stephanie apparently reached out to his friend Harris. Like, not friend, cousin. It's his cousin. His cousin Harris, and that's very shady to me, especially knowing that Ryan hates him, especially knowing that I guess they were broken up and you had relations with him, but still that's his cousin. Very messy. But she calls Harris. Did I call him Ryan? I'm pulling a Stephanie. Did you notice that like not every time, but very frequently, she would accidentally call Harris Ryan? And it wasn't like a small slip. She had like the whole Ryan out her mouth, and she be Harris. I'd be offended, but what you gonna do? So Stephanie called him and was like, hey, can you come and see me? Ryan and I had a big fight. We're broken up. Harris came. And Harris stated that he went through a journey just to get to this island. He said he was on a bus for 4 hours and then a boat for 2 hours. And what I noticed was Harris had a ring, I am pretty sure, on his left hand. So my question is Harris married? Or seeing someone, or in a relationship with someone? I mean, I would hope not, because he showed up to the hotel. But I don't know many people that wear rings on their left hand and they aren't with someone, you know, whether it's a promise ring or an engagement ring or marriage ring, you know. And yeah, she asked herself what else can she do when she was talking to Harris, because she asked him to actually stay at the hotel with her. My whole question or statement is, stay there by yourself. I mean, why did you have to turn to his cousin? Especially when the psychic Maria, I believe her, or Marie, I think it's Maria, said that his intentions weren't pure. Why turn to him? I don't understand Stephanie. How can you flip-flop that quickly? Like, literally the next night, you're talking to his cousin like he never existed. You're acting like the cousin was the only one for you. I mean, it's all messy. So messy. But I guess we'll have to wait till episode 13 to really see what exactly their relationship is. I guess we're going to be diving more into that, like the background of them, because we really only know that they had relations. That's about the only part we've known about them. So stay tuned, I guess. More Ryan and, well, now more Harris and Stephanie coming soon. Andrew and Amira and Andrew. Basically, in this episode, she sat down with her father. And she kind of realized, you know, things aren't clicking with Andrew right now. I mean, she's like, my friends don't like him, my daddy don't like him. She's like, it was a mistake, you know. She's starting to realize that this isn't what it's supposed to be. Her father does not like him. And that's putting it lightly. Her father is sick and tired of Andrew. Her father even put his foot down and was like, I won't be talking to you if you continue this relationship. Now, that is a bold statement. Sorry, my foot is falling asleep. That is a bold statement to make. For a parent to be like, if you continue with this relationship, I will not communicate with you anymore. She was surprised that her father... Oh my God, sorry. Why do I keep saying myself? I'm back. That is a bold statement by a parent, and I think she was, to say, surprised by it. Obviously. I mean, yes, sometimes parents don't like partners, but to go to the extent of I won't talk to you if you keep having a relationship with him, that's pretty far. And she was pretty distraught about that. She's like, you really want me to choose between you and Andrew? Yeah. Her father's like, yeah, I don't like him. I mean, I get what the father is saying. Like, because she portrays it to the extent of Andrew is making me do these things. Andrew isn't going to love me unless I do these things. And if you as a parent is hearing these things, that your child's partner is pretty much not giving them an out and is saying, if you love me, you have to do this. What else is your parent supposed to think? That they are manipulative, that they are, manipulative, that they're manipulative. That's pretty much it. That's all you can think about, is that the fact that they are manipulating your child. Just to say a statement, if you love me, you have to do this. If you don't do this, I will take it as you don't love me. I mean, how else are you supposed to take that type of statement? And she has brought it up with Andrew, and I feel like he kind of brushes it under the rug. But yeah. So later on in the episode, they finally, which I have been saying from the beginning, get an immigration lawyer on Zoom or whatever they were communicating to find out their options. And I'm like, sorry, I keep sniffling my allergies. Why didn't we do this from the beginning? Before we even went to Mexico, why didn't we get a professional on the phone to find out if this was even an option? Basically, the professional lawyer said that the reason that Amira may have gotten deported back to France was the fact that she stated that she didn't word her reason for coming into Mexico correctly. Mexico may have thought that she planned on staying in Mexico like forever, and she should have said like she's only there for a few weeks or something and then go on to her next destination. She was supposed to say like Mexico's a temporary pit stop pretty much. And another thing the immigration lawyer said was, because of COVID, there is a possibility that you can get like a visa extension or an amendment to your visa. And I'm like, why didn't we look into this? Why didn't we research and see, hey, there's a whole pandemic, and the pandemic is not just affecting like the United States, it's the entire world. Why wouldn't we see whether there is a possibility of amending or extending the visa? Because places are shut down. They're not letting you fly in and out. And so they finished that, and he's like, oh my word, thank you for answering my questions. And she kind of confirmed the whole Serbia thing. And I swear to goodness, that's the only part he heard, because he was like, they got off the phone and he asked Amira what she wants to do. And she's like, oh, why don't we see about extending the visa? And he was like, what? Why? The whole Serbia thing is like an option. She's like, whoa. I just went to Mexico and I got deported back to France. Of course I don't want to go through that traumatic experience. And he's like, but why? And she's like trying to explain to him herself, and he's just not listening. I'm like, did you bypass the whole visa extension thing? Like, you just didn't even listen. You just heard I was right about Serbia, and that's like the only option. I cannot with this guy. It's like he wants to be right so bad. Andrew and Amira part two. As I was saying about Andrew and Amira, it's like he has to be right about the situation. It's like he has to prove that he was right all along, that you can get to the United States through Serbia. I don't know. If I was Amira, I'd be like, let's look into the visa and that's it. Don't ask me about Serbia no more, because I am not even considering it. Find out if we can extend the visa. If and that's it, period. That's the only way we going. Okay, I wish you would like take that tone with him. Like, stop asking me about Serbia. It's not happening. Okay, I'm done. Andrew, you get him. Tariq and Hazel, I don't really cover them that much in my recaps, just because it's really the same thing each episode. It's the same thing. Their whole storyline is going to be about this girlfriend that they want in their life. There was a little bit about like Hazel's son and Hazel being introduced, wow, to Tariq's friends, but it's all encompassing this girlfriend. And I have to say, Hazel said she doesn't just want a girlfriend, she wants like a friend. And so it sounds like Hazel wants a sister wife. And I don't know if I got to that comparison because I watched Sister Wives on TLC, which is a whole nother show. Oh my gosh, Sister Wives. Anyway, it sounds like Hazel wants a sister wife. Like, I don't know. Maybe she just wants a best friend. Well, the only thing with Sister Wives is that they don't, you know, they don't come together, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't. Anyway, so Tariq suggests that they call Minty, who was the girlfriend that they had for like 2.5 seconds, and ask for pointers because they couldn't find anyone to, I guess, click on their profile. All I have to say is why do you think this is a good idea? What's the purpose? You guys are broken up. You know Hazel has issues with her. Why would you think this is a good idea? However, much to our surprise, Hazel agrees to talk with Minty. And little does Tariq know that Hazel is really only doing it to see how their interaction is. And she's right to kind of do it. I mean, Minty is like still in love pretty much. Minty was like, their marriage isn't gonna last. Minty is like, oh, I still want Tariq. And what? And then Tariq is pretty much like, haha, kikiing with Minty, and Hazel's over there like, I see what you're doing. And then Minty was even like, Hazel, you're not gonna talk to me, you're not gonna say hi. She's like flirting with Tariq. Well, not flirting, she's just being cutesy with Tariq in front of Hazel. And toward Hazel, she's kind of like, what's up, Hazel? How's it going? You know. Yeah, Tariq set himself up with that one. I'm not sure what he thought would be gained from that meeting. It made things worse, to say the least. It definitely made things worse. I don't know how he's going to clean himself up after this one, because there was only one way that this could have gone. Only one way. And it went that way. And now he's in trouble. So, good luck pulling yourself out, Tariq. Okay, next, Brandon and Julia. So, when we see them, the coronavirus is really starting to pick up. I believe it's like March, so it's when they said that they were only going to lock down for 2 weeks. Huh, how wrong was everyone that this was a 2-week thing? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Brandon, or Julia, I believe, brings up the fact of the marriage, and Brandon's like, oh, there's no way that they'll deport her. There's like a whole pandemic going around. And I'm like, how are you so nonchalant about the situation? If I knew that my fiance had 60 days to wed and everything was shutting down for 2 weeks, you bet my golly that I would be on the phone like, hey, I mean, what are our options here? He was just like, they're not going to deport. How do you know? Like, Father Ron literally said, are you willing to risk it? Because that's what he was doing. He was just like, oh, we'll just go to the court, you know, everything will be back to normal. You really don't want Julia here, do you? Because you're like, oh, if it happens, it happens. Anyway. So they mentioned that they are going to go wedding dress shopping, and Betty immediately was like, yay, I can't wait to go. And Brandon was like, wait, what? Even Julia was like, huh? What? Because Betty just like invited herself dress shopping. And honest to goodness, thank goodness Betty was there at this point, because yeah. But yeah, Brandon made the comment like, she doesn't want to be there with a stranger, and Betty was like, I'm not a stranger. I don't know. It was awkward, to say the least, watching it, because it was just like, no, Betty, you cannot come, okay? You don't need to be at everything. But like I said, it's a good thing she was there, because Brandon hated it there. He got there and he was not excited about anything. First of all, Julia looked beautiful in all the dresses that she tried on. That first one was really pretty. That was my favorite. But Brandon tells Betty not to say anything. He's like, don't tell her if you like it, don't tell her if you hate it, just sit there and smile. And Betty was like, really? Like, I can't give my opinion on anything? So pretty much all Betty said was, oh, you look beautiful. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, that's really nice. Why, if you know that you don't care that you're there, and if you know that your opinion, you really don't care about your opinion either, why would you tell your mom not to say anything? That I didn't like. I don't think that he needed to have that conversation. Or maybe he needed to have it a little bit differently. Like say, hey, just give soft encouragement. Don't shut down any dress that she tries on or something else, because he was just like, don't say anything. And then you're not saying anything. And then Julia's literally like, Brandon, give me your opinion. Which one do you like? And he's like, what? I like the third one. He shouldn't have been there. It should have just been Betty and Julia. That would have been a much better experience, because she didn't even buy a dress. She didn't even pick out a dress. And she has like 60 days to wed. How is that? Anyway, like I said, the first dress was really pretty. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mention it with another couple, but do couples not pre-plan the wedding anymore? It seems like with all of them, when their fiancés come, it's like a last minute ditch to get the wedding together. I don't know if that's just what they make it seem like. I mean, I can think of, I think friend Jonathan and Francesca, I think her name is. I think they kind of had a wedding put together. I think of like um Lauren and Alexi, they had a wedding already planned, like she planned a wedding. I think of Russ and Pal, they planned a wedding, but it seems like everyone else, they never really have a wedding planned anymore. They kind of just get there and figure it out. And I'm like, I wouldn't want that. I mean, how do you plan a wedding in 60 days, especially one where like you have flowers and a reception? I mean, can you even find a reception in 60 days? Some places you have to book like 6 months. You need a dress 6 months in advance. I mean, how are people planning a wedding in 60 days? I don't get it. Share your tips. I mean, I'm not even close to getting engaged or married, but let the world know how you plan a wedding in 60 days. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Brandon did not want to be there. He hated it. He hated that wedding dress shop. But Julia looked beautiful. I'm pretty sure I've said that like 3 times now. But dress number 1 was my favorite, in case you ever watch this. Yay. Rebecca and Ziad. So apparently Rebecca has been working pretty much since this man arrived. And she was like, oh, let's take a day trip. So they got to this cabin. That's what happened in the previous episode. They took a day trip. So they got to this cabin, and she decided to surprise him with this place because they also have a wedding package. And she surprised him with like a horse-drawn carriage ride, and he was so excited about the horse, you guys. I love that he asked first, like, can I pet the horse? I thought that was so nice. Let's not traumatize the horse or injure yourself if the horse goes crazy. But he was so excited about that horse, and he really liked the carriage ride as well. I don't know why I'm speaking so fast. Slow it down. So yeah. So Rebecca starts to hint at the whole wedding situation, and it does not go well. He relays to her that instead of 2 months to get married, they really only have 1. And that is because in the final month, it's the month of Ramadan. And he tells her that unless they're married, they cannot stay together in the house. And she was shocked to hear this. She was like, we've stayed together before on other times. And he's like, yes, but it's not Ramadan. He's like, I don't know any unwed couples that stay together during Ramadan. It's like, if you're going to stay in the same house, you have to be married. And she was not having it. She is taking it not well. She's being a little bit suspicious of the fact that, 1, he never mentioned it. And two, he's kind of quick to get married. And she's like, why does he want to get married so quickly? In my head, I'm thinking he explained it to you, Ramadan, but you know. I He responded with the first part of why didn't you mention it? He was like, I didn't know when my visa was going to be granted. He's like, I just knew that I had to pack up and get here within a certain number of times, in a certain number of days. And I get that point. But he's been there for a little while. So I definitely feel like he could have mentioned the whole Ramadan situation. She's a little blindsided because he's like, oh, we can just go to the courthouse. And she's like, no, I wanted a real wedding. And obviously, to his point, it's Corona. And he's saying, oh, it's Corona. We won't be able to have a real wedding anyway. We could do it later. And she's like, no, I want a real wedding. So he's kind of right in the fact that, well, now we know he's right. I guess in that situation, you don't really realize. But he's like, oh, we can just go to the courthouse. And that's really like making her compare him to her ex, because she's like, why does he want to get married so quickly? But yeah, in the next episode we're really going to see how they're going to work this out, because in previews Rebecca really does not want to get married quickly. So she's like, the only option is for him to stay somewhere else, which we don't have the money for, or get married within this limited time frame before Ramadan. And I can tell you right now, it seems like Rebecca's not moving and he's not either. So how do you resolve that? I don't really know. So yeah, that was the last couple for episode 12. Okay, I'll just do my outro here. So that was the last couple for episode 12. What did you think about episode 12, about last night? I love how I'm answering my own question that I just asked to you guys, and I'm just like, well, take it away, AJ. It doesn't look good for most of the couples. Actually, now that I think about it, any of the couples. The only, looking at the initials, it doesn't really look good for any of them. How long is this season? It seems so, we're on episode 12. I still have to review episode 13. I know that they just put out the previews for Happily Ever After, which is the new spin-off, so that's going to be coming soon. They just put it out, but it does not, I don't know if this is just part of the season where they're like, oh, who's gonna make it type of situation, but I feel like none of our couples are in a decent place. It's like, how can any of them really walk down the aisle? The only one I would say is close is Brandon and Julia. Maybe Jovi and Yara, if they can figure it out. But, and remember, Jovi and Yara, they're on a limited time as well. They have like 2 weeks to get married from when this episode airs, because he has to go back out to work on the boat. So they really only have 2 weeks to get married. So yeah, jeez, they know how to grip us, don't they? This show really became a phenomenon. I remember when the first show happened, and it was like, who was that Brazilian girl? If I remember who they are, I'll leave them down below. Like, they were so cute. And the episode was like so lovely. I remember their only issue was that she was pretty much homesick. Now, oh my gosh, like 8 seasons later, and we're really seeing the drama. 8 seasons and like 30 spin-offs later, we're really seeing the drama. As I was saying before my phone rudely interrupted, this was a good episode. Comment below about your thoughts about episode 12. I think it's called About Last Night. Yes, that is confirmed. It's called About Last Night. What do you think of the season so far? What do you think of the couples? Let me know down below. I'm really wanting to interact with you guys. So thank you for watching. And as I said, please check out my other videos. They will be in the eye. They will be on my channel. Please be free. Please be sure. I know English. I know grammar, you guys. Please be sure to check it out. Thank you. Bye.